Hello, welcome to my apothecary. I want to talk about how you can basically keep every single bug out of your house, because that is kind of important in cultivating a magical household. So whether you live like in the Ozarks or Florida or some super buggy place like this, or anywhere, you know, pests are a problem, even in places without bugs. There's still like ants or scorpions or spiders or things like that. So I have a few simple ingredients here, common ingredients that I'm going to share with you. So first off, oh yeah, and I brought water, so I can even show you how easy it is to make a spray. I already have, this is like half full, but I'll show you what I do. This is my main house spray, and then I just reuse bottles. So this is the spray that I put on my pets. This does not go on my pets. And then this is kind of a backup spray that I actually thankfully haven't had to use for a while. So these are all very common ingredients, and I'm going to focus mostly on things that are proven to kill bugs, right? So what happens in my house is it's super muggy and buggy. And when the outside lights are on at night, all the bugs congregate, and I open the door to let a cat in or out, and bugs fly in. Every bug in the world, I think. Helicopter bugs, everything. And when I first moved here, there was a flea problem and a mealy bug problem. I didn't know, I mean, I knew about the ticks and chiggers and no-see-ums and all of that stuff, but that was thankfully just scratching the surface, but it also gave me the fuel or the recipes I have now. Simple recipes, by the way. They aren't the only recipes, but in no way is everything I'm sharing with you everything there is to share, right? So I'm going to focus on basics, easily obtainable, anyone can do. So I discovered last year with that problem when I was going through different methods to remove things, and I just need to share it with you because you don't have to suffer. I don't know about you, but I suffer when there's bugs in my space. They have all that out there. I want this to be clean, besides parasites, you know, as within, so without. So I honestly feel that they are a reflection. And here's something crazy for all you magical people. Intestinal parasites and other issues are solved by the same things that you would use for external parasites. And I don't mean just in your gut, I also mean energetically. So physically outside, physically inside, and energetically outside, like vampires, right? Vampires are real, in case you didn't know, but the vampire garlic thing is there for a reason, and garlic just happens to kill almost every parasite and bacteria within your body and bloodstream. So keep that in mind. Well, hello, you wanna, okay, Pecate wants to join us. She just jumped up on my knee. Did you want to come up here to your favorite spot? A kissy kiss first? Okay, so I make medicine, right? But the oils that I use in cleaning products and bug killers are not the expensive oils that I would put in something that, say, cures skin cancer, right? Two totally different things. So that being said, whatever essential oils that are available at your local health food store or whatever are good enough. Now, there are tons of studies, and please go to pubmed.gov, check it out. You can see that thyme, myrtle, cedar, clove, all of these things have proven to kill things, and lemongrass, things like parasites, ticks, fleas, mosquitoes, etc. So why not make your own? I'm going to show you some of the ingredients I have here. Basil essential oil, cedar essential oil, clove essential oil, lemongrass essential oil, myrtle essential oil, thyme essential oil, peppermint essential oil. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are the big 7 when it comes to bugs, but you actually don't need them all. Okay, you could get by with 3. But I'm just sharing you these in case you want to try something different or something's more available to you, right? So as for mixers, we're using alcohol, isopropyl, right? You can get it from any drugstore. And witch hazel as the mixers. And then of course water. So let's say I told you about the light thing when I open the door and then they all come in as I'm holding the door open. When I spray all of the carpets and things in the house, whatever bug snuck in that night is going to be dead on the floor in the morning. Okay, so, and again, when I went through this with the mealybugs and fleas and stuff, I wasn't planning on killing every bug because I let spiders and, just kind of chill if they're doing their thing. So this is literally, it's so easy. Take your cedar and your clove, pour them in, and I'm not going to fill it because I already have some. And then you're going to take your alcohol, okay? And so this is like a 34-ounce bottle, so I would use an ounce of each of these, and then another ounce of the alcohol. And the reason you want to put the alcohol, well, many reasons. Number 1, it kills bugs. And number 2, it's drying quickly, so if you are spraying your furniture or whatever, then it'll dry quickly. And also, the most important is because essential oils don't mix with water. So you need a medium for them to be able to mix. So that could either be sugar, salt, oil, alcohol, witch hazel, vinegar, things like that, right? So in this case, on the house spray, again, this is not going on your pets. Cedar is good for your pets. Clove is not, but clove kills, it repels everything. So cedar and clove is an awesome combination. I also like to add mint to it sometimes, but I have wood in here, so the cedar clove just smells like the house should smell, kind of. And then I'll use the peppermint, not all the time, but I'll go over the times when I do. So, all right, dump these bottles in. That's an ounce of each, and an ounce of whatever, you don't need to measure it, of alcohol. Shake it up, and then fill it with water. And that's it. And there's your spray. And this should last you forever. I spray so you can spray your pet bedding with it, just don't spray your pets. And the reason you don't want to spray your pets with this spray is the clove and the alcohol. All right. So you want a spray that you can spray on your pets. Again, we're going to leave the clove out, cedar, and lemongrass. Peppermint is another one you don't want to put on your pets, okay? So the cedar wood, again, safe for everyone, and lemongrass as well. So we're adding the lemongrass here because cedar can help with ticks, but lemongrass kills them and is proven to kill Lyme disease that some genetically modified ticks just happen to carry. So, same principle here in this. This is a 32 ounce, and I'd use about the same. An ounce of cedar, an ounce of lemongrass, but in this one I'm going to use witch hazel because that's safe for our pets. Mix it up, fill it with water, and spray. You can put it on everything, including your own skin, your own clothes, your own everything. So, that's how you get rid of your pets and your house. get rid of your pets in your house. Bugs on. Okay, so for other special circumstances, I mentioned thyme and myrtle. Thyme and myrtle are proven to kill, I mean, they are incredible insecticides. You can read all about it again, pubmed.gov. And I will mix these also on special occasions with alcohol and water, the same thing. And then I'm not going to spray my pets with this, but I'll spray the wood or whatever. I personally, I love thyme, and I love thyme for a lot of things. In a spray oil, I don't love it. It's just not delicious. I like my house smelling delicious, so that's why I stick with the cedar and clove. It does the job. It works. And if you say have like cats scratching your furniture or whatever, that's when you would want to add peppermint to that mix, because cats, it's not toxic to them, but they don't like it. So, okay. Now, also, I want to bring up with the peppermint and basil. Flies hate peppermint and basil. She wants to eat my sage. That's hilarious. And somebody brought up on my channel about mealybugs. And so I want to tell you how I solved that problem here. First of all, I put all of, well, here's a container. I put all of my food in containers like this, restaurant food storage containers. They're super affordable, they're airtight, and they work. So when you have a problem like that, you need to isolate it and figure out where it came from. And obviously it came from a food at the grocery store, or maybe you just moved into a place and they had little cocoon or whatever, right? So first of all, clean your cabinets, right? Thyme, peppermint, oh, I forgot the bay leaves, but whatever. Those are really good to clean it with. Also, you can use the cedar and clove, right? And then you go through your food, right? If you have pasta or beans or rice or things like that, or even flour, chances are those bugs could be in those packages. Pecate. And Pecate wants the vervain in the dehydrator. Okay, again, clean with what some of the cleaners I just mentioned, or whatever cleaner you want, right? Go through all of your food. If you see something in there, toss it, right? And if for some reason you're really hard up or whatever, and it's your rice or beans, you can dump them out of the packages and wash them over and over and over and over and over. But keep in mind, you're gonna have to cook them right away, right? Because once the pasta, rice, or beans, and how do I know this? I've tried it, but you know, after they're wet, right, you have to cook it. And same with, so you could always cook it in freeze or whatever if you really need to preserve food for whatever reason. I just give it back to the earth now. So, okay, isolate the problem, get rid of the bugs, clean the container or the cabinets, put all of your food in storage containers, airtight, right? And then peppermint oil, you can just sprinkle this or make a spray it everywhere on the inside, and then crush or just place bay leaves, which are also easily accessible. I'm sorry, I forgot that it's a leaf. They're available everywhere. So just put those on the shelves, and if you missed one, say it's in a cocoon or something somewhere, they're all gonna die. And they're never gonna come back again, okay? So unless, of course, you buy cheap food from a box in a big box store and let it, you know, sometimes they're already in there, right? And I guess sometimes they have eggs in it. And, you know, the FDA allows our food manufacturers to put bugs in our food, so not to say that they're intentionally saying, ooh, let's put this bug in this package, but, you know, everyone has pretty much gone through that. So that's how you solve that problem. Peppermint and bay. Now, there's other things that you can do. For example, I am hanging mint right now. I've been harvesting. I mentioned before, flies hate mint, right? You could also do this with basil, which I'll be doing later in the season when I have tons of basil. And I want to show you this flower, even though the leaves have come off, but they're just little hairs like, and everybody has these. I'm going to show you close up. But this is called fleabane. Everyone I know has these growing in their, oh, that's kind of blurry, in their yard or whatever, but these tiny white, I wouldn't say chamomile-ish kind of looking flowers, because they have the yellow center and a bunch of white, but these are very fine, right? So, and they're white, so it's called fleabane. And you probably have it in your yard, but they called it fleabane. Why? Because it is said to repel fleas. So if you want to, dang it, I was looking for my muslin stuff, but if you wanted to make, like, say, what do I, not right here. I just redecorated, and so I don't have everything put away exactly how my Virgo mind needs it yet, but just think a dream pillow, right? Or what are those, what's that called? Muslin cloth, or tulle, the stuff they use at weddings, the white stuff, right? And sometimes there's little bags, right? So you can use that, and you can put the fleabane in it, or any other herb that repels bugs. So like rosemary, or basil, or sage, or mugwort, or wormwood, or, you know, there's all different kinds. And still yet another way to repel bugs is by simple smudging. And this is sage and this is mugwort, and both of them. So a lot of bugs don't like smoke to begin with, but smokes like this are, will clearly vacate any unwanted visitor. Another thing you can do, cheap 50-cent cotton balls, right? And just take a drop or two of the oil, stick it on the cotton ball, and then you can either stick that, say, in your cabinet, in your bathroom, if you have, say, a little hole in the wall or something where mice or spiders or something are coming through. You can plug that up with a peppermint or cedar because they don't like that. And really you can put the oil on any fabric, right? And fortunately I can do it on my hardwood floors too, and it just kind of makes it shine. And so there's that. And if you have, say, like ants, or well, even fleas, that works too, is diatomaceous earth. I also use this in the garden, and I also take it internally, but it's basically ground up fossilized rock dust, diatoms, that basically act like shards of glass when the unwanted inviter eats it. So whether it's squash bugs in your garden, or internal parasites that you want to take for yourself, or say for your pets in their food or water as well. If you see like a trail of fire ants or whatever outside, just sprinkle some of this when it's dry. Don't do it if it's raining because it ain't gonna work. But the ants or whoever will be gone in no time. You can also do the same with this with roaches. And if you want to, like, say, mix sugar with this, or also make that with baking soda and or borax and a little bit of sugar, that will attract them. Something else that if you have like fruit flies, the basil works pretty good, but if you make little traps with, I should have grabbed just a little bowl, and you fill it with vinegar and a little bit of sugar, they get attracted to that. So, and the bowl, you're going to want to put plastic wrap over it and poke a couple holes so that they can get in, but they can't get out. And I'm pretty sure, I think that's all that, okay, so I also make other sprays. You can make a spray with all of these oils for yourself too, right? And so I add citronella and some other stuff to this one, and it, you know, spray it all over my body. Or you can turn all of these into oils, right? And the oils, not only will they repel as they're on your skin, if you do have, say, a bite or scratch or something that you didn't have repellent on before you got bit, then it will help nourish and heal your wound as well. So, of these oils here, let's see, the cedarwood, thyme, lemongrass, myrtle, those are all great for healing wounds. And I mentioned citronella. Look, basil, oregano, bay, rosemary, basically all of the culinary herbs are all bug repellents, right? And marigolds and stuff. And so that's why gardeners, we plant them, or one of the reasons, besides the fact that we love them and they smell delicious to us, but pretty much everyone else out in nature hates them. So if you want to keep a bug, oh, also this soap, I showed you in a video I did earlier, this is also a great bug repellent. So, or killer. So like if you sprinkled this in your carpet, like as carpet fresh, it would, if you had any fleas or something like that, they would be dead and you vacuum it up. This would also be just as effective as the diatomaceous earth if you did have, say, fire ants or something like that outside that you wanted to get rid of. And I do want to mention, make sure it's dry for this one, which is borax, washing soda, baking soda, Fells naphtha, and essential oils. And the diatomaceous earth, you want to make sure that it is dry out, because as soon as it rains, it's going to be deactivated and you're going to have to reapply. So if you're using it like in the garden, you don't want to put it there in a day you watered. You'd probably want to sprinkle it on the soil a day or two after a nice heavy watering, right? So if you, oh, here's another one. Neem oil. Here you are. And neem oil, I just want to say, I'm not going to, it's a really long word that starts with an A, okay? And let me see if I can see with the light here. But the neem oil sold in like Home Depot or those kinds of stores for gardening, it's not the same. It's not even using the right element of the plant or component of the plant, and it's just toxic and it doesn't work. So make sure you get good neem oil. So it's it's too late in the day for me to see that tiny writing, but it's something like Azadriatica or something like that. So make sure if you're purchasing a neem oil that it has that A word on it. And so if you're going to use that for the garden, you do the same thing. You can see how there's like this little heavy thick line here. Again, oil and water doesn't mix, so you'll want to give it a shake. But also the neem oil's kind of thick, so you're going to put warm water, pour the neem first, then warm water, shake it up, and then you can add cold water. And another thing you could also do, if you wanted to, is add castor oil with actually any of these, including the one that you would put on your pets, because that will kind of help it stay in their skin, right? Or in the hair. Yeah. Okay, I'm pretty sure I covered like every bug. This literally the cedar clove spray, and if you add peppermint, you're not gonna have any bug in your house ever. So stay up on it, right? And if your cats or dog or whatever go outside, you know, just make sure you spray them before or after. If you're taking a pet home, say, that's like flea infested or whatever, what I like to do, I'm not going to use these oils because these are killers and they're harsh. What I'm going to do is use lavender or lemongrass, or, you know, I could use cedar or lemongrass, both, or lavender. It just depends on the situation. But what I would do is take the animal outside and then put the DE on them, and it's just kind of dusty. Rub it in. Don't inhale it, and don't make a cloud so much that it hurts the pet from also inhaling it, right? But just get it on their skin, rub it in, let it fall off, then put a couple drops of essential oils or whatever spray you made, and then all the fleas or whatever, they're just gonna vacate. They're gonna jump the fuck off, but they're gonna jump off into the DE, right? And they're gonna die. So that's how that's every bug situation I can think of. And if you can think of some or something I left out or something you want to hear about, then feel free to let me know. And I'll see you next time. Bye.